Welcome to Lift Your Leg. This is Monique Anstey from the Naughty Dog in Victoria, BC, author of As a Dog Thinketh. And with me I have...
Jill Brown from Calgary, Alberta, the bag lady.
And tonight we have joining us Alison, who is a client of mine who is recently in a competition with Vinnie, the Tibetan Spaniel, in novice. And that's what we're here to talk about tonight, is her journey with Vinnie. Hi, Alison.
Hello, everybody. For inviting me.
You're welcome.
Congratulations on your weekend, Alison.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
I only heard I read your post on the one day, which I think was Friday.
Yes.
Were you in after that?
No, we didn't go in again.
Cool. So little Vinnie, he's this little Tibetan Spaniel, super cool dog. And I have to say, he's one of the best healing dogs around. That's fair to say, isn't it, Jill? He's flashy.
He's very flashy.
And he stands out because it's so unexpected when you see it in a little Tibetan Spaniel. But one of the things of Vinnie is he's super sensitive to Alison's mood. And Jill, tell us about the last time you saw Vinnie. It was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
I actually saw him this summer, but just to schmooze with him and play with him when I came back to your house before I came home.
You did?
Yeah, they were training, so I got to see him there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay. And?
He was wonderful. I love little Vinnie.
He is wonderful.
But he truly does. He's one of these dogs that really does pick up on moods. And because he isn't my dog, there wasn't any kind of an emotional component to my working with him, other than I was just having fun and fooling around. So he rose to the occasion and just had
Loved
fun and
it.
fooled around. Yeah.
Yep. So, Alison, you've had a big, long journey of getting to the point of being able to control your moods. True?
Yes, you make me sound like some moody cow, which I'm not, but yes.
Oh, you might be. You might be. I'm joking. Okay, very fair. That's not what I mean. If she's excited, he's going to shut down a little bit. If she's not in 100% right positive mood, like if someone said something to her that's bothered her, he's going to feed off that and shut down. That's what I mean by her moods. Alison has to be 100% in the right headspace, and then he's amazing. But any deviation from there, and he's very unforgiving and merciless. He's teaching you to have ironclad mental control of your moods.
Absolutely. And I thought it was just me and him, but when Jill actually took him under her control and ran through an entire novice with him, I believed that he could do it, and I realised that the problem was all at my end, and that was the first time I thought I need to change what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I still didn't know how, so I didn't change what I was doing until you and I had that private lesson in March last year.
And what came of that? What were some of the things that you had to work towards?
Monique suggested to me that I should think about journaling and I should concentrate and read up on the mental side of the game for an hour a day, if possible. I thought she was nuts. I didn't want to do it. I didn't believe in it, but I've known Monique a very long time and I absolutely trust her and would go with what she said.
I sent her off home to do, I believe it was reading Lanny Basham's book with Winning in
Yes.
Mind.
Yes.
And to do Lanny Basham's journaling, which forces you on writing down and practicing, like visualizing everything you've done right. And just keep repeating everything you've done right. Even if you've only done it right for 1% of the session, you have to write it down. Because even the act of writing it puts it back in your memory as something that you should be doing.
So
I suppose.
how did you get yourself to a point where you could focus on the things that were being done and let the things that you weren't happy with just go by the wayside?
I was lucky that in some ways because when I was training Vinny at home, it was a classic case of my dog does this at home. So
Yep.
I knew he could do the things. So I knew it was other influences that were stopping me doing the things with him. So I could focus on what I knew he could do, so I could write about that easily. But there was just this piece about now I've got to write about me and what I'm doing and what I need to change and how I need to feel. And that was really, really difficult.
How long did it take you?
A long time. I would say easily 6, 8 months before I saw any change at all. And I kept writing the things that I wanted to be that were positive about myself. I wrote them in the present tense and I wanted them to be true, but it wasn't happening. And then one day it was.
Nice.
Good for you. Very good. Hmm. One thing I know you did, Alison, for me, I'm a writer, so I need to write everything. But you did something different with your details, like on exercises, your jobs. You said you recorded them. Talk to us about that.
I know that the visualizing or the rehearsing thing was something I really needed to get my head round, but I can't concentrate on anything. My mind just wanders off really, really quickly. And I thought, how am I going to stay focused on doing this? So what I did was, as well, I wrote out a script of how I wanted a trial to look. And then I recorded my voice saying it. And then I would listen to it. And because I have a fabulous training partner who videos things for me, I could, for example, listen to, say, me doing a figure eight and how I should expect it to feel, and I could pair that up with the video that my training partner Dara had taken for me. So now I could see it, I could hear it, and I could start to feel it, and it was absolutely fantastic.
And you were doing that daily.
I have only been doing that for about the last 2 or 3 months, and I would probably do that 3 or 4 times a week.
Was that one of the biggest pieces for you making this change?
Yes, because before I had just been writing it down, and I love that feeling of the hand on the pen and the ink flowing onto the paper. I love that. I connect with that. But it still wasn't quite enough for me. So I thought, what can I do? And that's when I just changed over to recording my voice and matching it up with the videos.
That's a really good idea because then as you're watching that video and listening to your voice, you're able to really pinpoint things that you need to work on, things that are
Yeah.
good, things that are not so good.
Yes. And the
Uh,
other thing is you're seeing yourself do it. You're actually
Yeah.
seeing yourself do it.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was huge for me because yeah, yeah,
All of the visualizing in that is us seeing ourselves doing it so many times that we're memorizing all of the tiny micro details until they become automatic. So we no longer have to think about it. We can just put ourselves in that situation and automatically do every job that we need to do without being cognizant of it.
yes,
And you found a different way to do that. I love it.
yeah. And it was silly things like I'd always had quite a tight leash, which Vinny hates. So I managed to say I'm entering the ring, my leash is nice and loose, and I could pair that up with the video of me doing that. And the more I look at that, the more I hear that, it all just
Yep.
came together.
Yep. Awesome. A big piece, I think, with training a difficult dog too, or any dog, not just a difficult dog, is learning to love the problem solving aspect. And I think when we first start out with our dogs, and I think all of this here that we're talking about tonight totally applies to reactive dogs too. When we first start out with them, like problems appear and it scares us and we don't know what to do. And then we start dreading them doing that again because we're stuck for an answer and a solution. Then as we progress down the line of understanding our dogs, getting better at what we're doing, we eventually get to the point of learning to love problem solving. An issue happens, it doesn't scare us anymore. It's, oh, good. How am I going to fix this? When did you get to that point with Vinny? Are you there at that point with him?
Yeah, I think the thing with Vinny is that he can be a little daydreamer and go off and decide that he's sniffing daisies or whatever, and then he'll come back to the exercise. And what used to happen for me was I would think he's gone off and sniffing daisies. I'm a failure. I haven't trained him right. Oh no, what am I going to do? But what I've learned to do is actually trust him, trust that he's going to make the right decision. And it might take him longer than perhaps it would a more traditional working breed. But I've learned to trust him and trust myself a little bit more and not automatically think, oh, it's me, I've done it wrong. So I trust him to make some decisions. And the more I trust him, the weird thing is, the more I trust him, the more now he makes the right decision straight away
Yeah.
because I'm not micromanaging him.
That first time I see a change with what I'm trying to do. The very first time that I can say this is working, that's when I take off and really enjoy doing it. Up until then, I have a hard time getting into it until I've seen that first little bit of improvement.
And I think you're absolutely right there, Jill. Definitely with Vinny, because as soon as I could see that he was getting things right, my mood lifted and I was happy. And the happier I got, the happier he got.
Yep.
And now he will do things to make me laugh that are unexpected, like a weird spin before we're about to do a healing exercise or something, and it makes me laugh, and he's happy, and then I'm happy, and everybody's happy. Um,
Yep.
and that's absolutely huge.
It's nice too to see when the dogs either figure something out or have an improvement, and you can see them almost puff out their chest. They're so proud of the fact that they figured this out.
Yes,
And then, same thing, they're proud of themselves. Now you're happy with them, they're happy with you, and it's just it just rolls on.
I was very lucky in the trial at the weekend with Vinny because going on in the ring next to us was best in show. And the thing that Vinny likes more than anything is applause. And of course, And of course, everybody was clapping for the reserve best in show or whatever. And Vinny was right in the middle of his healing exercise, and there he is, completely puffed out, saying, "Look at me, I'm doing it."
He's
That's
sure
awesome.
he was sure those applause were for him.
Yep.
Perfect
That's
timing for
perfect.
you.
Yes, it was. I couldn't have been better.
That's awesome. Because, yes,
Yeah.
he does. You never know what your dog is like to compete with until you actually get in the ring. Because some dogs are such show offs and some dogs aren't. And
Mm.
Vinny is a show off. He wants
Yes,
to
he
be
is.
acknowledged. He wants people to clap for him.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
I
does.
cool.
I had the same kind of applause happen with one of my dogs, with Ditto. But I don't even remember what exercise we were on, but they started clapping in the next ring for the high end class. And she decided it was for her, but her response to applause was to bark. And she barked our entire healing pattern. It was
Wow.
horrifying. It was horrifying. I should have been NQ'd. The judge didn't take off a single point, which I mean, for me, fine. That was fine. But yeah, it was a big moment for her, thinking that she was all that in a bag of chips, and it had nothing to do with her at all.
Yeah.
Jill,
The other thing, sorry.
I'm cutting you off. Jill, have you come to the point of loving problem solving with your dogs?
No.
But you
No.
love teaching exercises.
I love teaching exercises. I think I will always have that mindset that when I have a problem, I'm never going to fix it. I might as well get a new dog. That's until, like I said, until I see that first little bit of, I think I'm getting this, and then I can run with it and enjoy continuing to solve that problem. But until I see some kind of a response from them, no, I hate it. I would like to just have my dogs learn everything, have it be perfect, go in the ring.
We all would, but sadly, it doesn't work that way, does it?
Nope, it doesn't.
It's funny because you always see all the trainers on Instagram with their perfect young dogs. It's like under a year, everything is perfect. And then after a year, their dogs disappear for a year or two.
Yep.
And then they come back when they're competing because that's just the way it goes.
Yep. Everything's perfect when they're learning it, and then you hit the struggles.
Yeah. You suddenly find out all the holes in your training that you weren't fully aware were there. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Alison, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
Oh, it was just about the trial again and the best in show being in the ring next door, because a very good friend of mine that Vinny adores was literally 5 feet away from us, but on the other side of the ring in the best in show. So I was absolutely thrilled that he preferred the applause to going to say hello to her.
Nice.
Funny.
That's good. That shows where your relationship is at.
Yeah, and
But
I think I was,
he loves to work. He loves to compete. So long as there's no baggage attached.
and I think the thing that's been nice is that throughout the journaling process, I started at the point of being like just so grateful if he even looked at me, and so worried about trying to train him anything. And now we've got to the point where we're past that, and I can feel happy about trying to teach him something new and know that he's not going to never speak to me again or be mean, or we're growing together. And it's definitely because we're happier.
You said a key word there, and I see with so many of my first dog people, and not always, sometimes it's people still on their third dog, but they're just so grateful to have their dogs. And don't get me wrong, I love my dogs so much. But if they always believe that we are grateful just to have them in the room with us and all the rest of it, we create these divas that aren't that pleasant to be around. We have to make them try harder than just being grateful because they're breathing.
True.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
felt like the desperate girlfriend, like, oh, Vinny, oh my God. And I
Yeah.
just,
Please love me. Please
oh
love
my God.
me.
Oh, he came in on a recall. I'm so happy. And I don't
How
feel like that now with him.
how did you snap out of that? Because that was one of your biggest stumbling blocks with training him.
I was a little bit tougher with him. I wasn't mean in any way, but instead of being so desperate, it's, well, if you don't want to do it, we're not going to do it. I'll stick you back in the car.
Brilliant.
So I would stick him back in the car, and then the second time out, he'd be like, okay, I think I'll do that. But again, if he didn't get back into it, back in the car he went. And then sometimes he never came out for training at all. And gradually he was like, what? What about me?
That's what he needed.
He did. He
He
definitely
needed a
needed
little
that.
sister.
He did. That's what he needed. And
He did.
sometimes now we will put him back in the car if we don't get him going straight away. But he comes out firing on all cylinders the next time out.
That's super. That was a huge stumbling block for you.
Yes. Yes.
And something that you really struggled to understand.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things, like sometimes when we're stuck in this negative spiral with our dogs or like a circular pattern, you can't see you're in it until you get out of it.
I couldn't agree more.
And I don't know how to communicate it at the time that people are in it because they can't see it or understand it or believe me until they're out. And then they're like, oh, that's what you meant.
But you're saying it, and all the time I kept trying and trying and trying, making it worse and worse and worse. And you do need to step right away and think, okay, I need to approach this differently. You might not know how to approach it differently, but you just know it has to be different. And that's where someone like you comes in, because you can say, try this, try that, put
Yeah.
him back in the car.
You had to try less, not more.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
If you happen to know somebody, or if your trainer knows somebody who's going through the same thing, sometimes when you see somebody else, like if Monique is trying to tell you what you're doing and you're just not seeing it, if she can say to you, go and watch this person, sometimes it's really easy for you to see somebody else doing it. And then you can be like, oh, that's what you're talking about. That's exactly what I'm doing. But like you said, people don't believe it's happening until they're out of it.
We were just able to do that with Mia and Jackie, which is funny you say that because Mia with her dog can be quite frantic. Jackie with her dog can be quite frantic. And we'd worked on it the week before with Mia. So Jackie came out and Mia's, oh, that's what I look like. Okay.
Yeah,
So then when Mia came out, she was amazing. She was so calm. It was brilliant.
probably neither one of them thought that they were being frantic until they saw somebody else, and then they were like, oh, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. That's
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
that
what
was
we're
the
talking about.
that was the best thing about class, because yes, there were other people in the class, and I could see that they were heading down a road that I was perhaps in or just come out of, and I could look and think, that's what she means. I can
Yeah,
see it now. But
yeah,
it's almost good to be in class with other people that have the same mistake as you, because you can see it in them, go away and think, okay, I don't want that to be me. What do I need
yeah,
to do?
And just for the record, this never changes or goes away. Like, I'm still in that boat. Jill will still catch herself in that boat. We
yeah,
can't see it until it gets pointed out. And then you're like, oh, I'm doing that again, am I? Because we always need an outside eye guiding us on our bad habits.
yeah. And it's also really easy to see it in other people.
Yeah.
But then if you allow yourself, you can teach yourself what needs to be done. By watching somebody else, you're like, oh my God, they're doing this and this and this, and they should be doing this and this. And then
Yes.
you stop and go, oh, yep, that's exactly what I should be doing.
Yeah, totally.
Do you guys video yourself training and can you catch it on video when you're doing it?
Doing what?
Whatever it is, backing up, being frantic, any of the errors that we're doing.
I can't, because I don't quite have the eye for it, but Dara can. She can see a video of herself and go, oh my God, look what my right arm's doing, or look what so and so's doing. But she can also do that in person in our training sessions. She is absolutely fantastic at that. She's picking out the tiniest detail
Yeah.
and saying, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'll look at her and then, okay, I'll try it. And when it works, it's
She has a
awesome.
very good eye.
A fabulous eye.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can tell her that something's not quite right, but I can't tell her what it is. So I video it. She looks at it and she goes, oh, I'm doing so and so.
Yeah,
So I don't,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't have the eye for that yet.
But you do, you just don't know the solution because you can see it's not right. You just don't know what the fix is. And
Yes.
that's the first step is just knowing that something isn't right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But sometimes I can see that something's not right, but I can't tell you what it is. But she can say, oh, it's because I took off on the wrong foot or something or the other. But I can't see that. I can just see it's not right.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is just experience, just years under your belt.
And seeing the different dogs.
Yeah.
It is. It's just the miles in boots. Yeah. How did you learn to control your thoughts with Vinnie?
That's a really interesting question. I just try to be consistent with him and calm and know that if I'm consistent, even if consistent means being silly and having fun, as long as I don't go too far out in either direction, and because I can check myself, I know how to keep in the silly mode and fun mode. I know how to keep now in the calm mode. And it's just really thinking it through and visualizing it and practicing it.
So here's another question. Now that you're less grateful to have him in your presence, is he a bit more forgiving?
Yes. Yes.
I wondered as much.
He is totally. If I step on him or knock him over or ask him to do something he doesn't want to do or call him in, he's way better.
Or if somebody upsets you, so you're not 100% in your thinking, is he more forgiving of that too?
Yes, he is. He is. And sometimes I can't, it depends what's going on in my head. I can't completely control that. And on those days, I know just keep it something he really loves and put him back in the car. Don't push my luck.
I think you'll get to the point that you will be able to push your luck.
Yeah. But he normally, what I do know, and I know this every single time I train him, is that the training, the fun we have, that lifts me out of wherever I am. He does that for me.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, I love every time I train him. Every time.
I can't say I love it every time.
The question you just asked, Monique, of whether he is more forgiving.
Yeah.
I would argue whether or not he is more forgiving, or if Alison has just stopped falling into his trap.
True.
Of if something happens, let's say you step on his toe. Now you're like, oops, I stepped on your toe. Let's go heal. Whereas before you might have stepped on his toe and gone, oh my God, Vinnie, I'm so sorry. I made you cry. And then that just makes him go, oh, I can't do any of this.
Bitch, I'm out of here.
Yeah. So when you get yourself into a mindset of kind of nothing is the end of the world. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to smack your head with the door when I came in, but I did. Oh, let's just get on with life.
Heal?
Yeah. It goes back to your comment about just being happy that they're around and breathing for us. We love them so much that we're just happy to have them there. And if you can get your head past thinking that all of life has to be perfect, and you can just brush off those things that happen that are less than perfect, they learn to do the same.
Yeah, I think that's right. And the other thing that I've found during this process is that at the end of the day, he's my dog and it's my journey. And if we don't want to carry on doing this, we don't have to do this, but we are and we're enjoying it. And I care less about what people think of us because at the end of the day, it's our relationship.
Yep.
And obviously, I do want feedback because you can learn from that, but it's nothing, I don't take it so personally. And I'm not now coming out to try and impress anyone because the only person that I need to impress is myself.
Yep.
With my
You
dog.
don't care about the names that Jill and I call you?
No, I don't actually.
She just buys us shirts that says we could be meaner because she knows we could be.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's exactly right.
You're right. This is the Alison we keep mentioning.
There's a big difference between constructive criticism and opinions
Yes.
on what you're doing
Yes.
with your dog. I've had dogs that a warm up for the ring was laying on their back outside the ring having strange children pet them.
Wow.
And I could see people walk by and look at me like, are you mad? Like, you're next in the ring. Get your dog up and warmed up. I'm like, this
She's
is my
warm.
warm up. This is what she loves to do. This is getting her into a good frame of mind. I don't really care what you think of what I'm
Yeah.
doing. Now, if I came out of the ring and she had completely blown everything, and somebody came up and said, you might want to try this before you go in the ring, that's a different thing. But to just have people have opinions about what you're doing that really aren't constructive,
Mm-hmm.
no thanks.
I think that when it's constructive, and Monique will tell you, I definitely used to be crushed by any kind of constructive comments that she was making. And now I've learned it's not personal, it's feedback, and it's going to make me a better dog trainer. And if it's something I really don't like or don't agree with, I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's a fair comment, Monique, that I was crushed?
There was one day I went into the building and
Uh,
Alison and Dara were doing something. And I remember what it was, but I can't remember what I said. But along the lines of, you need to try this, this, and this. This right here isn't going to work. And then kind of left them off.
Is that really how she said it, Alison?
But anyhow, it was
but anyhow,
a week or two later, and Alison said to me, but you're always so positive in everything that you're writing and speaking about, but yet you're not positive in your feedback. And I sat and thought about that. And I think I replied back to her later and said, you confuse me with someone that's force free.
because you've directed me to all these books that say, "Oh, give positive feedback," and then it bounces around, and then she comes to class and she goes, "Stop walking like a mouse. You're a mouse." And I'm like, "You realise mouse just bounced back to you, so now you're the mouse, and now everyone beside me is the mouse." And it drove me mad because she pointed me in all these books that said, if you give feedback in a constructive way, how about if she'd said, if you stand taller, Alison, remember how good it feels? But no, she says you're a mouse, so I'm confused. So
I
she's
said,
Monique.
I do believe I said, you're acting mousy or something like that. It was always mousy. But to me, like, I need to understand what it is I'm doing and what it is I should do. I need to understand both. So if you're only telling me what I should do, it's lost in my brain,
Yeah,
which is why I'm like that.
I know, and
You're
you
less
are
sugar coated than you could be.
Oh, I'm not
very
sugar
well put,
coated.
Jill.
I'm
Because
not sugar coated.
you could say to Alison, you're not walking upright with confidence.
Ah, yes.
See?
Or remember how good it feels when you walk upright and with confidence.
Yeah.
And
But
then
for
she gets,
someone, I'm going to say, for some of my people, they never have. There was a private I taught this week. I don't think she ever has.
But I'm just saying that sometimes you can word things differently. Rather than saying you're being mousy,
couldn't she just, Jill? Couldn't she just?
it's,
But hey,
we
I'm not bothered by that now. She can say what she likes.
good. See, it only takes a while,
Yeah.
and then things start to bounce off of you.
Careful what you created, Monique.
Yeah.
No, it's necessary. It's very, very necessary. I do believe that in our current world or society, where we all avoid everything that's uncomfortable and stresses us, we're all ending up so riddled with anxiety and being unresilient. Like, we need to be able to take things like this and deal with it. And it's what makes us stronger. Yeah.
I do agree on that.
And I'm saying this, look at all the dogs out there right now. Have you ever seen such messed up dogs that can't cope with stress?
Oh my God.
And it's from how nicely they're being trained. So these nice methods aren't helping them. The dogs are all head cases.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to get, and I'm not saying from me, but people need to be tougher. They do.
The dogs need to,
And dogs, both.
they need to experience stress and pressure and learn that life doesn't end when that kind of stuff happens, and learn how to get themselves out of it. Like, it's not all rainbows and unicorns.
But I think that people need that too.
Absolutely.
It's not just the dogs. I think we're a society now of everybody's too scared to do anything that's going to be uncomfortable. And
Or people are afraid to do anything that's going to make others uncomfortable, because then you're all over social media because everybody's got a camera in their pocket.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think if you don't step outside your comfort zone, then you're never going to move forward with anything. And for
Don't
me, with
worry. I'll continue to push you outside of your comfort zone.
every day, Monique, for me, I never really meant to get into obedience competition. It wasn't a plan. I just wanted to train Vinny for the fun of it. I didn't know that I would enjoy it and feel passionate about it. I also didn't know that I wouldn't be able to do it. And so I could train the dog, get the dog to do what I wanted, but I couldn't convert it. But I didn't know I couldn't convert it. And now I've been through the process and it's still a journey and it won't stop just because I've done it once. And now the real work starts because I'm totally bought in on the process. Now I'm going to go ahead and do it again.
But I that's the piece about dogs that I love, is that it never is done.
No,
It's never done.
no.
Because you start aiming for bigger competitions, or you want to start winning your class. So the pressure will always be there. It just keeps changing.
And you know what? Even if you get to the point where you've done all of those kind of things, like you're wanting better scores, you're wanting to win your classes, you're wanting the high-end trials. Once you've got your kind of training regime set up where you're successful in all of those things, then you'll start asking for different things. Like things that just make you stand out. Sizzle has a wave when she does her sit from a down.
Yeah.
People are like, you're going to lose points. Okay, I might. But it's
Okay.
just something different that I've thrown in there so that it's fun, and it's just a different look.
Yeah.
Adds a little bit of flair to what you're doing.
That's what Peter Shirk is always saying, that you know your rules, you know where your points are coming from, and then you want to play within those rules to make it flashier and better than everyone else.
Mhm. Yeah.
You always need to keep just pushing for flashier, memorable, so that you stand out from the others. And that's why he does.
And sometimes you'll lose points for it.
Yeah. Train for
Sometimes.
yourself, not
Yeah.
for your judge.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Jill, did you go through a journaling process or
No.
some process that helped you?
No.
Or were you just born confident?
No. No. None
It's in her
of the
hand.
above. Here's my confidence.
She sips on her martini.
No. God, if I'm going to point a finger, I'll probably say it was my breakup that gave me the confidence, because I don't need to take this kind of crap.
Yeah.
From him or in life. But in dog training, I think it was just years of doing it and
Yeah.
figuring out what worked and what didn't, and knowing how to tweak things. having people that walk behind you with a riding crop.
Monique did that to you too, did she?
I'm sure she did. There's many things that Monique did.
I have not hit you with a riding crop, Jill.
Matthew did once.
Thank you. That's Matthew, not Monique.
After Reggie hit Matthew with one.
That was so funny.
That was perfect.
That was so funny, and it's on video.
Yeah, no, I don't stick to things that to be able to journal. I might do it for a day or two and then I would forget for a month.
Yeah.
I just do things by the seat of my pants and see what works and what doesn't work. And
Yeah.
but no, I wouldn't even say that I'm confident. I might be confident in my own training, but I still don't feel like I'm somebody that has a lot of knowledge to share with people.
But you're a confident competitor, Jill.
Competitor, but that's just me and my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which goes back to, again, everything must be so rehearsed that you just go out there and it's automatic. You're not thinking about it. So that isn't necessarily about confidence. That's about being so trained for what you're in. Let's talk about Sheila here for a second. Let's put Sheila under the spotlight. Her first competition, super nervous, super nervous.
She did a beautiful job.
She did a stunning job because she had to drive over the Rocky Mountains, which she'd never done before, which was terrifying for her. So by the time she's got to Calgary, she's like, I could do anything. The competition no longer scared her. But Sheila was also a year overdue in competing. The year before, she was unable to get into competitions. So we had a whole extra year of practice and rehearsing. For the year prior, she was like, I want to do it, but I'm nervous. Do you think I can? Whereas by the time she actually got in, she's I'm ready. I wish I could do it now. So she had to keep waiting. It just changed her entire mindset from being nervous to kind of like Vinnie, to like wanting it to happen now. And it showed, I think, in her performance. Like she did super.
She did not look like a novice handler.
No.
At all.
No.
Like she completely fit in with that entire group of people that were here.
She looked super, and she was second in the trial.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I think
she kicked my ass.
That's something that I think people can learn by is don't be in a rush to get in the ring. Because if your dog is maybe ready and you step in the ring and it all falls apart, that's something that you now have to deal with yourself, getting yourself back into a mindset where you are confident enough to step back in the ring. You're also having to pick up all the pieces that you've just now created with your dog because you walked into the ring when they weren't ready. I mean, I get frustrated with people who want to get in the ring. They're like, my dog's 6 months old and I've got him entered in novice. And I'm like, why? Why? Let's let the dog get confident and comfortable in what you're asking him to do before you step in there.
Yeah.
The only time you can wing it with a dog is if you are a super experienced and confident handler and you know that you can pull them through and that you're willing to accept errors and not change your mood when in the ring with it.
Yep.
And so if you're going to do that, there has to be a good reason why you would do that. Sometimes there are.
Like I have friends that have newfies and they get in the ring early because
the dogs die.
They either die or they reach 6 years of age and they can't jump anymore. Yeah. They're just, the giant breeds don't hold up structurally. So they have to be in more of a hurry to get in and out than I have to with my Goldens or somebody with a border collie, like dogs that are going to be structurally sound for a longer period of time. You have more time to play with that. But you just have to take your chances in those instances.
I think for me, I was quite nervous because I am very new in the ring. I don't have any ring miles with me. And knowing how sensitive Vinny is to just the way I walk, the way I hold my body, what my mood might be, whether I'm nervous or anything, there was that element of, oh my God, anything could happen.
Yep.
But I absolutely believed in him and I believed in me. And that was all that mattered. I believed in us and it happened. And it sounds cheesy and it sounds ridiculous, but I didn't have that part where I believed until I did. And then
Yep.
when I did, we were ready. Come on, if it's not now, it's never. We're doing it. It wasn't
I
It,
perfect.
it's
it doesn't
also
have to be.
it's also a really good idea to have a plan for if things do go sideways.
I was just about to say this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first went in the ring with Sizzle, Monique had given me a plan of what to do if she fell apart in the ring, which there was a very good chance she was going to because she had not a good temperament. But I went in there, and if she got worried at all, I was going to stop and crouch down and ask her to bark and get her as high as I could get her and then heel off again.
Hmm.
And this was in the States, was her very first novice round, so I knew I would get you get in a lot more trouble in the States than you do in Canada for doing stuff like that. But I was willing to take that chance, so I had my plan. I knew what I was going to do if it fell apart. And it didn't, which was probably because I was ready for it.
I also taught Fika fighting breath. So by fight, I don't know if this will actually record and come out because AI likes to censor things like this nowadays. But here is my fighting breath if it's allowed to come through. It's and I taught Fika that if I do that, I'm about to run off and go crazy. So
Hmm.
in the ring, if I felt her like want to fall back, I would just and that little bitch. And the last time I had her in there, she shot forward, bit my pant, and kept healing with a little oof. But so much better than a shutdown.
Yeah.
And Fika's not mine. I don't have to discuss it anymore. But it's just breathing. Like I'm changing how I'm breathing.
You did that with, I think it was Reggie in the ring too,
In trial.
but it wasn't breathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw it. I knew what you did
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I knew it was a thing. And
Ah.
I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I saw what you did and I
Uh-huh.
saw him come up
Uh-huh.
with what you did.
I teach my dogs breaths, and it's not my brilliant training. It's all from Peter Sherrick. But my breathing are cues. If I'm about to give a command, they know to go off the breath that's coming. If I'm coming into a halt, or if there's an exercise where I want my dog to have a closed mouth, I'm closing my mouth. Just things like that. Like I want them going off my breath. So I use breath a lot in training, but it's getting your dog to that point where they're that in tune with you that they can respond to breath. But you can get so much by altering your breath. Like they come in on a front with their dumbbell. As they're coming in, breathe in, hold it until you take that dumbbell, and they will mimic you and do the same often. So that's one way to stop chewing of the dumbbell.
Oh,
Is that
that's
kind of
good
what
to
you
know.
meant with Reggie?
You were healing and held your breath, and he got higher.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
But you also teach that to us in class, just in the getting the dog into the setup position and
Mm-hmm.
just taking that moment to take that really deep breath.
Yeah.
And they're wondering what you're going to do next.
Yeah.
That stuff's like gold.
Yeah.
That's where I am lucky because I'm so anal about making notes on everything. I'm like, oh, she did that, so I write that down and try that. It doesn't work so much with Vinny, but Breeze certainly understands
Oh, yeah.
that deep
Yeah.
breath means we're going to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. We can teach them so much. It's so cool. And then it's doing all of that stuff enough that it's automatic.
Yeah.
So you don't have to think about it in the ring. It's just there.
And one of the other things that you told taught us in class about trialing was like, if when the judge says, "Are you ready?" If you're not ready, you can say, "No, I'm not ready."
Exactly.
And that was gold for me because Vinny would refuse to sit. So I could take that minute to get him in the sit. And I knew that I wasn't doing anything wrong by doing that. But if you hadn't told us that, I'd have just been like panic and tried to heel off with him not ready. And
Yep.
then that wouldn't have worked.
Hmm.
It is those little things that you say that are just gold.
It's surprising how many people don't realize that. That's not just it's not just verbal diarrhea. When the judge says, "Are you ready?" That's a question that you're actually allowed to answer with a yes or a
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it was good. I didn't panic when he wasn't quite ready. And then when he was ready, he worked. And it was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Happy
I
days.
love competing. It's so much fun. When's your next competition, Jill?
Oh, why did I know that question was coming? I don't know. I have to get my jumps out and see if she remembers a broad jump and a retrieve over the high.
Are you close?
Oh, she remembers that. She's got the majority of her
Hmm.
utility and her open stuff together. I just have to make sure that it's all there and polish it a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen before the end of this year. There's a couple more trials coming up that I might throw her in just to see where we're at and get an idea. We'll see.
Nice. I have a long wait, sadly, for mine.
When's your next one?
June Nationals.
Oh, geez. That is a long one. Huh.
Then hopefully Worlds.
Eek.
That'll be.
Poland.
Woohoo!
Eek.
I want to go. Doesn't mean I get to go, but I want to go.
Do you
That's
have to
exciting.
qualify? Do you have to qualify to
Yes.
go, or you
Yes.
can't just enter and show up?
No. Qualify. It means I must do well in June. Far away. I have lots of time.
You have lots of time.
Yes, I do.
Where is your June trial?
Ontario.
Oh, okay.
The other side of Canada.
The middle of Canada.
You can say that now. You've driven from one end to the other.
I have, and that was the middle of Canada.
Yeah.
Everybody should drive across Canada once in their life.
Do you think there's a benefit to going into some of the mock trials and fun trials that clubs organise where you can still give your dog
If it's
treats
a
or rewards?
if it's a match or a fun trial, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
A sanction match, I wouldn't bother because that's just a you're not allowed to treat, you're not allowed to correct.
It's a
So
real
it's
trial with no credit.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's just
So
trying to recreate that sense of the pressure or the different circumstance, the
What I'm
energy of around you, that trying to recreate that in training is difficult.
It's not. I right now I am training with 5 people on Sundays. So enough of a crowd to get Harry up a little bit like you would in
Yeah.
trial. And I'm checking in with a strange person with my judge, and I'm doing my healing with my gunshot. So he's seeing trial routine now every Sunday. But then out of trial routine, he has 1 or 2 rewards and breakaways. And what I'm doing is trying to, for the case of Harry, I'm trying to extend my work because when he didn't get a reward in trial, he was then super hyper alert going into his out of motion exercises and screwed up his first one. So I'm doing this with the minimal rewards going into that first out of motion exercise to get him used to that so that I can solidify that position. Because otherwise, that's minus 10 points that I would have liked to have had. So,
Yeah.
So you can create that on your own. It may just be inviting more people out, and setting up some ring gates, that type of thing. But you can
Yeah.
set it up.
The only thing that you're gonna have trouble, and even the way that you're doing it with Harry, isn't trial situation, is your frame of mind, your amount of stress, which I think maybe is what Alison is referring to, in that if there is an actual ring set up where you're going in,
But
that can be enough to put yourself into that more stressed
I
frame of
agree.
mind.
But my getting him to my judge is 100% the same no matter how nervous I am. Getting him talking to my judge is 100% the same no matter how nervous I am. Where I show my dog my nerves is when I then set up ready to begin my healing. Because in training, I'm super confident and still and look up and I don't look at him. When I compete, I want to help him and look at him. That's a big tell for Harry. So I have to make sure that never changes in trial, because other than me doing that, nothing else changes.
But
Uh,
that's you.
But we must get Alison there also.
Yeah. It's hard to get
Your
your
tells.
it's hard to get your head into that space where you're not, like, I don't think that you, Monique, are terribly stressed about stepping in with your dog, but you do things differently.
I get
Like
excited though.
looking
I
at
do
him.
get excited.
I had somebody once said to me that your 5 minutes in the ring are a time that your mother-in-law and the IRS and your boss can't touch you. So go in and enjoy it. And that really stuck with me. I think that made a big difference for me when I was like, this is nothing more than me spending 5 minutes with just me and a dog and a judge. Nobody else matters.
I felt excited and I was happy to go in the ring. And I didn't stand outside thinking, oh my God, this is it, or anything like that. But I think your energy changes automatically when your adrenaline goes up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's that feeling that I need to recreate training. And it might come in class because we all say that the worst judge or the most difficult judge is Monique. She's the person we want to impress the most, and she's also the toughest
Thanks.
critic. So uh, when classes start next week, I'm sure that I will be able to recreate my energy in that moment and put it to the test, which is a good thing.
Yep.
It is. And I would say make sure your warm up never changes. So your speed is the same, the amount you talk to him the same. It needs to be so automatic.
Hmm.
I think that's how we tell them so much of ourselves,
Hmm.
is that we start looking at them more, talking to them more, feeding them more, touching them more.
Yeah.
All of that stuff we must not change. Yeah.
Because they pick up on that. They're like, why? Why? Why?
Why are
Why
you
is she
being weird,
yeah,
mother?
why is she doing that to my ears? Why is she
Yeah.
fluffing my collar? What is going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're just not aware of all the changes in us in those moments.
Yeah.
And then the other things are like when we get adrenaline, what does that do to us? It speeds us up. We get harder fingers if we touch them. So, in those moments, make sure that everything's going the same speed, that you stand up, you pause, you move your hands, you pause, you say heel, you go at the same speed. Like just be very regimented in your patterns so you're not giving your dog your tells.
Hmm.
As we're
Yeah.
all sitting here talking, I have to laugh at all three of us sitting here in our reading glasses.
God.
We're a bunch of old ladies.
Reading glasses. Not. I wake up in the morning, I have to reach for these. I can't do anything without my glasses now. It's pathetic.
I can't even see the screen without them on.
It's terrible.
We've hit that stage of life, ladies. It's very... We're
we
lucky to have gotten
have.
here. Not everyone made it to this stage.
Yep. And I'm more ahead than you.
I won't ask you on air how old you are. That would be mean.
Don't do that.
Are you older than Jill?
I don't know how old Jill is.
Nobody's older than Jill. In dog years, I'm dead.
I'm 63.
Yay, you're older than me.
Thanks, Jill.
Somebody's older than me.
Okay, anything else we want to talk about, ladies? This has been a very good conversation. Thank you, Jill, for helping us.
Yeah, thanks, Jill.
Alison and I tried to have this conversation last week, and it was a bit of a failure. So Jill came to help us have it. We didn't flow. The conversation wasn't a flow. That's all.
Yeah.
So Jill helped us flow.
Yeah, thank you, Jill.
Here I come to save the day.
Thanks, Gilligan, McGilligan.
You're welcome.
Anything else we want to add, ladies? Now I have to go swing on my bungees.
Whatever floats your boat. I don't want to know about that. Too much information.
I didn't say sex swing, Alison. I
was
said
going to
bungees.
say that's in the building, not in the bedroom, Alison.
She has a photo when Dara and I were on the ferry, and I was like, what the hell she put in there? A sex swing?
I had the awful realization, back in July of this year, that I was way too unfit and fat to be able to train Harry properly. And so ever since July, I have been on a quest to fix that. And it's been a dismal failure. However, I've been on a quest to fix it. So now I have...
Are you doing more cardio?
I am. This week, I have done way more cardio.
Yeah.
I suck at cardio.
Yeah, me too.
But I have to, because training Harry is cardio bursts, and I'm gassing out fast.
Yeah.
And I need to be, if I want him to have any form of stamina, then I need to lead the way here. So my cardio must improve. And right now I'm going to say I gas out a minute, which is pathetic. So this has been my quest.
You need to leave your battery off of your bike when you go biking your dogs.
I haven't left it off, but I'm using it way, way less. So before I would have to charge my bike like once a week, and now I'm finding my battery's lasting me 2 weeks. So
that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, but I still gained an inch all over, so it ain't that fantastic.
Yeah. I've been going to the gym twice a week.
I would like to not have to buy a new closet full of clothes.
Yeah, that's depressing. So shopping's boring.
Yeah.
Very boring.
So yes, I'm on my quest because I have to train my dog, and I can't because I'm too out of shape. It's very humbling. Dogs are good for us.
When does Mia arrive?
December, the beginning of December.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. That's very cool.
Mia will enjoy my bungees very much. Crazy Mia Skogster. She'll love them.
Yeah.
How many do you have in your building?
4.
Wow.
Super fun.
I don't know what to do with them. You need to video you doing something, then Dara and I can have a go.
Don't video me. But I can send you a video.
Who installed them for you?
A wonderful friend who heard me talking about it and said, "You're going to kill yourself." And he's a builder and installed them properly. And when I saw what was involved in installation, I'm like, oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies, so much for talking to me tonight.
It was a pleasure.
You're most welcome. It was fun.
Thank you, ladies. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.